Hey, it's Maddie. Thank you for clicking on this video or for accidentally not clicking away from this video. This is the first installment of the Red Room Sessions, a digital meditation on the things you think about when you're stuck alone in your room. Before we get started, I just wanted to give a quick content warning. It's about to come up on screen, but this show will be discussing gender and gender dysphoria. And I will also be talking a bit about fat phobia and diet culture. And I briefly mention grooming and sexualization of minors. If that is triggering, don't worry, there'll be more shows. If you don't like the F word or thinking about me talking about sex and gender, don't worry, click away. There'll be more shows. But if you're cool with that, let's get going. What am I doing? It's late at night, it's time to tell you my secrets. My personality's cut up into pieces. Modern society's my one secret weakness. I'm out of money and I'm out of my mind. We can't fit in, so we just head for the fringes. Your universe of blue lipstick and syringes. The bedroom doorway with the bugs in the hinges. Some things about you that I don't understand at all, but I don't wanna be the bad guy. I wanna see myself from the outside. Can you hear me now? Wait, can you wait? Wait, can you hear me now? 'Cause I have got a lousy connection. I promise my undying affection. Can you hear me now? Wait, wait, can you wait? Wait, can you hear me now? Do 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 So I've been working on this letter to Congress regarding some things that I think they should address. Showed up in court wearing an Indian headdress. Somehow I think maybe the message was lost. It seems that clarity we knew is degraded. A royal flush where all the faces have faded. I want the universe, God knows I've been patient. I hear your voice behind a staticky storm. The century seems like it's turning out okay. It's like a game of worldwide karaoke. And my rich friends and me just sit and blow smoke rings. There's nothing happening and it's happening too fast. Tried to interpret but the message is scrambled. The institutions that I lean on have crumbled. I have the world here on all fucking mumbles. I guess I'm just another link in the chain. But I don't wanna be the bad guy. I wanna see myself from the outside. Can you hear me now? Wait, wait, can you wait? Wait, can you hear me now? 'Cause I have got a lousy connection. I promise my undying affection. Can you hear me now? Wait, wait, can you wait? Wait, can you hear me now? Ooh. Do 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 do. Here comes Dick, he's wearing a skirt. Here comes Jane, you know she's sporting a chain. Same hair, revolution, same veiled evolution. Tomorrow, who's gonna fuss? And they love each other so. Androgynous. Now don't get him wrong, and don't get him mad. He might be a father, but he sure ain't a dad. She don't need advice from his center. She's happy how she looks. She's happy with her gender, and they love each other so. Androgynous. Closer than you know, love each other so. Androgynous. Mirror image sees no damage, sees no evil at all. Cupid dolls and urine stalls will be laughed at the way you're laughed at now. Now something meets boy and something meets girl. They both are the same. They're overjoyed in this world. Same hair, a revolution, unisex evolution. Tomorrow, who's gonna fuss? And tomorrow, Dick is wearing pants. Tomorrow, Jane is wearing a dress. Future outcasts, you know that they won't last. The people today, they just wear as they please. The way they tried to do it since the last centuries. And they love each other so. Androgynous. Other so. Androgynous. Androgynous. Welcome to what I was originally going to call my gender reveal dumpster fire, but then reneged because that's a horrible title. Apparently, when I was at least 10 years old, but no older than 15, I told my mother that I don't remember not having to wear a bra. I remember getting my first training bra when I was 7 or 8. Still don't know what I was training for. It was a sports bra with either Scooby-Doo or the Mystery Machine on it. If that sounds like an exaggeration of how young of a person I was buying a bra, it should be noted that I got my first period about 2 years later, also still in elementary school. It's strange now to think that I heard the phrases bra shopping and became a woman before I heard the phrase happy 13th birthday. It's strange now, but if you give a child a set of experiences, they'll internalize it as normalcy. Like a fucked up if you give a mouse a cookie, except the mouse never gets a minute to prepare for what is given to them. Since puberty came early, so did the sexualization that comes from daring to be a person with boobs in public. When I was 12, I made out with a boy for the first time. I had maybe met him once before. He worked at a guitar shop. We met up and did very little talking a few times, until he told me he was 19 years old. And I saw no issue in telling him, I turn 13 next week and you're short, it's fine. If you give a mouse a patriarchy, they'll give you some garbage logic to justify it. I wish I could say that that instance was the final time a legal adult masculine person groomed me by complimenting my maturity before I turned 18, but it was just the beginning. At the time, I felt like being the big boob girl was a temporary escape from my previous identity, the fat kid. Somewhere down the line, someone told me that as long as your boobs go out farther than your stomach, you're good. By that logic, I have been good for 2/3 of my lifespan, but that logic also demands a pulley system engineered by Victoria's Secret. Actually, that's a lie. I outgrew their largest available size junior year of high school. So, the flimsy yet inescapable finger trap is that when I escaped being the fat kid by way of becoming the big boob girl in the early 2000s, I had to lean into the Jessica Rabbit of it all. I got trained to gravitate to the hourglass, the curve hugging, the form fitting, the body conscious, because If you do it wrong, you're frumpy, or worse, shapeless. Somehow you can go from taking up too much space to not having a shape, all while living in the same body. Because I've always been bigger, I've always internalized rules about food. Because I've always had bigger boobs, I've always internalized rules about them, too. Arch your back so you can have a waist. Show off cleavage if you want someone to like you back. But wearing a tank top out in public by yourself is unsafe. Oh, don't cut your hair short or dress masculinely. Your body's too feminine. Nothing fitted will contain the top half of your body properly, but that's fine because boys like it when you're spilling out. Don't be sensitive about people calling attention to your body. It's just a joke that is too obvious to ignore. Show the girls off. They're girls that grow out of you. People pay to have them put onto their bodies. But don't show them off too much. People have been calling you a slut just for having them since 6th grade. For a while, I thought I hated my body. I didn't. I hate the rules set for my body by a patriarchal, cis-heteronormative, fatphobic society. I don't remember not wearing a bra. I didn't get the time to be a person without the sexualized pressure of patriarchy, to live in a body that wasn't treated as fair game for mockery or for predators. Now that I've gotten to spend time mostly alone or around those I love the most, I finally found the time to examine how to treat my body as neither a joke nor a toy, neither a burden nor a hunting ground. I've always been a rule follower, but breaking the rules about how to present myself has been one of the best choices for not only my current self, but for the 7-year-old in suburbia trying to find a Scooby-Doo sports bra. I'm caught in the middle. That's when I realize I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. All I need is time, a moment that is mine. I'm not a girl. There is no need to protect me. It's time that I learn to face up to this on my own. I've seen so much more than you know now. So don't tell me to shut my eyes. I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. All I need is time, a moment that is mine, while I'm in between. I'm not a girl, but if you look at me closely, you'll see it in my eyes. This girl will always find her way. I'm not a girl, I'm not a girl. Don't tell me what to believe. Not yet a woman, I'm just trying to find the woman in me. All I need is time, a moment that is mine, while I'm in between. I'm not a girl. When I was a kid, probably from ages 5 to 8, I used to draw aspirational self-portraits of some sort of future me who I wanted to create. The girl in the pictures was thin and tall. She dressed in nice clothes, whatever that means. And she was girly, whatever that means. She had round Disney princess blue-green eyes peering out of a heart-shaped face, framed by soft blonde ringlets. That girl in the pictures didn't have unruly brown hair with matching monotonous brown eyes, magnified by glasses. That girl's skin didn't turn the shade of tan that makes curious children and racist adults alike ask, "What are you?" That girl didn't have thick, dark hair on her arms, legs, eyebrows, and mustache. On some of the drawings from when I was a little older, I would label each feature, detailing exactly how I would achieve my transformation one day. Bleach and a perm for my hair, diets and brand name purchases to fit in the right clothes, colored contact lenses, shaving what was acceptable for a girl to shave and waxing the rest, makeup, trying not to squint while smiling. A therapist would have had a field day with that, especially considering that these drawings were accompanied by a deep love of porcelain dolls whose blonde curly hair and light eyes matched the girls in my drawings. But no matter how much I loved the dolls or the drawings, I couldn't interact with them. They'd break if I did. Once I was given an American Girl doll as a present, and the person who bought it for me clearly just chose the Molly doll because she had brown hair and glasses. I didn't understand the appeal. I knew the doll was expensive and I performed appropriate gratitude, but I felt a little insulted that I was not only given the ugly one, but that I was given the ugly one because I looked like the ugly one. To this day, I have to hold back the urge to jealously judge the skinny, cishet, millennial girls with fair hair and blue eyes. How must it have felt to grow up naturally having the qualities reflected in Barbie, Britney Spears, Cher from Clueless, and DJ Tanner from Full House? I'll never know. By my own childhood metric, the ideal for beauty was the opposite of me. I would take any feature of mine, inverse it, and it became a part of my porcelain doll portrait, which means that her princessy femininity was a calculated factor in opposition with my reality. The silver lining is that I became accustomed to existing outside of the ideals of society or the ideals of my low self-esteem. Not only was I comfortable with not fitting in, I knew that someday I could make changes to my outsides to match my insides. I knew that someday my someday would come. Now I know that blonde hair and green eyes don't suit my skin tone. Now I know that sunscreen is my friend year-round. Now I know that the shape of my eyes and the hair on my arms match those of my Greek and Eastern European ancestors. Now I know that I will never be a skinny person. Now I know that I have been happier at my current weight than I was when I dropped 40 pounds 10 years ago. Now I know that the more I try to look conventionally pretty, the more likely it is that I am doing so for somebody else's comfort. And the more likely it is that I will spend some portion of the day highly anxious and or crying. Now I know that fighting my discomfort means fighting to find comfort in a spectrum that makes sense, not fleeing to opposition for opposition's sake. So one time I heard Beth Malone in an interview say that as a butch musical theater actress, when she has to play the stereotypically feminine roles, like the golden age girly girls, because that's the only female characters in golden age musicals, she channels drag queens because she doesn't feel comfortable wearing dresses as herself. But when she plays someone else, she can use her training and channel a drag queen and make up a whole new person to be that is not her. And that's kind of how she finds her way into femininity. I didn't realize that the feelings that I had when playing feminine characters and dressing up, that separation of like, that's not me, was really helpful, right? But this spring and summer, when we've been doing the online videos for Marie's Crisis, which if you've seen them, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't, fine, I guess. I mean, if you don't like show tunes, that's cool. I'm not going to play any today, pointedly. But when I had to kind of be this like persona version of myself, but then play these musical theater roles, but it was kind of a wink wink, like it's us doing it, that was harder for me to parse out in my brain. Like I would, be Columbia and Rocky Horror. I'd play a slutty librarian for a Friends Like Original piece, and I'd push the boobs up and put on all the face and like have the hair be all big and da 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 da. And I would have to look back at the footage instead of just kind of spewing out live theater into the ether and never having to look at it. I had to watch it, and I freaked the fuck out. And I thought, oh, like, I've had this feeling before. I've had this feeling every time I have had to dress up for a holiday. I've had this feeling every time I've had to be around, like, white boomer women. Like, every time. Like, if I am around, like, my mom or my friend's mom. Actually, white boomer men, too. But white boomer men, it's like, I don't know. They don't notice if their own wives cut their hair. But, like, it's that fear and that, like, this does not feel like me. I'm so uncomfortable, and looking in a mirror makes me cringe. And I always thought it was like, oh, that's low self-esteem. I'm fat. Like, that's what that is. And this summer, I was like, that's dysphoria. So my way into femininity isn't like a man dressing in drag. My way into femininity that feels comfortable for me is more so like a man in a rock band wearing messy eyeliner and crazy hair. I'm a little bit less Sasha Velour and a little bit more Robert Smith. I would say I'm sorry if I thought that it would change your mind, but I know that this time I have said too much, been too unkind. I tried to laugh about it, cover it all up with lies. I tried to laugh about it, hiding the tears in my eyes, 'cause boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. I would break down at your feet and beg forgiveness, plead with you, but I know that it's too late, and now there's nothing I can do. I tried to laugh about it, cover it all up with lies. I tried to laugh about it, hiding the tears in my eyes, 'cause boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. I would tell you that I loved you if I thought that you would stay, but I know that it's no use and you've already gone away. Misjudge your limit, took you too far, took you for granted. I thought that you needed me more. Now I would do most anything to get you back by my side, but I just keep on laughing, hiding the tears in my eyes, 'cause boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. on the nose. Maybe.
Thanks for sticking around. If you're still here, thanks for hanging out with me. If I may, I'm going to read 2 passages from The Argonauts by Maggie Nelson. It is a story of a queer woman writing about her partner Harry and about love and gender and womanhood and not womanhood. Anyway, how to explain. Trans may work well enough as shorthand, but the quickly developing mainstream narrative it evokes, born in the wrong body, necessitating an orthopedic pilgrimage between 2 fixed destinations, is useless for some, but partially or even profoundly useful for others. That for some, transitioning may mean leaving one gender entirely behind, while for others, like Harry, who is happy to identify as a butch on T, it doesn't. I'm not on my way anywhere, Harry sometimes tells inquirers. How to explain in a culture frantic for resolution that sometimes the shit stays messy? I do not want the female gender that has been assigned to me at birth. Neither do I want the male gender that transsexual medicine can furnish and that the state will award me if I behave in the right way. I don't want any of it. Side note, I definitely underlined that entire passage and put brackets by it and hearts when I read it for the first time in 2017. How to explain that for some, or for some at some times, this irresolution is okay, desirable even. Whereas for others, or for others at some times, it stays a source of conflict or grief. How does one get across the fact that the best way to find out how people feel about their gender or their sexuality or anything else really is to listen to what they tell you and try to treat them accordingly without shellacking over their version of reality with yours? The presumptuousness of it all. On one hand, the Aristotelian, perhaps evolutionary need to put everything into categories: predator, twilight, edible. On the other hand, the need to pay homage to the transitive, the flight, the great soup of being in which we actually live. And one more passage, if I may, explains the title of the book, The Argonauts. A day or 2 after my love pronouncement, now feral with vulnerability, I sent you the passage from Roland Barthes by Roland Barthes, in which Barthes explains how the subject who utters the phrase, "I love you," is like the Argonaut renewing his ship during its voyage without changing its name. Just as the Argo's parts may be replaced over time, but the boat is still called the Argo, whenever the lover utters the phrase, "I love you," its meaning must be renewed by each use, as the very task of love and of language is to give to one and the same phrase inflections which will be forever new. Sometimes in the morning I am petrified and can't move, awake but cannot open my eyes, and the weight is crushing down on my lungs. I know I can't breathe and hope someone will save me this time. And your mother's still calling you insane, and I swearing that it's different this time. So you tell her to give in to the demons that possess her, and that God
never blessed her insides. Then you hang up the phone and feel badly for upsetting things, crawl back into bed and dream of a time when your heart was open wide and you loved things just because, like the sick and the dying. And sometimes when you're really fucking on, and your friends all sing along and they love you, but the lows are so extreme that the good feels fucking cheap, and it teases you for weeks in its absence. But you'll fight and you'll make it